Hey guys, Richard here with eBike Reviews and Adventures. So today we're going to go ahead and install the extension to the handlebar stem here. I ordered one and it should be pretty easy to do, so let's just get it done. Okay, this is the Magicycle Deer Mini, and as I mentioned in previous videos, I wanted to raise up the handlebars just a little bit because, you know, the bike overall, the profile and frame is a little smaller, and me being a taller rider at 6'1", when I'm sitting here I'm leaning forward just a little bit. And on the longer ride, then my hands start to get sore and tired. So I want to be able to raise up the handlebars just a little bit. And to do that, we're just going to take the screen here and rotate it forward because it's loose enough that I can just do that. And then we need to go ahead and remove the handlebars. So we're going to have to take off these two screws, one on either side right here. And then we're going to have to take this end cap off right here as well. So we're using a number 5 hex on these side screws, and we're going to go ahead and loosen this up. The handlebars should just loosen up and come right off. We have to wiggle jiggle them a little bit, and we're going to set those down carefully not to damage anything. Now this particular extension allows us to do a little fine-tune adjustment, and I'll explain to you how that works. So this part is going to, just like the handlebars, this will go onto the remaining stem right here and then clamp down on top of it. And then the handlebars go on top of this. But here's the thing, we can actually take off these rings. We can put the handlebars down as low as this point here and then put these on top, so the handlebars sit down low, or we can leave these rings on if we wanted to and put the handlebars up here on the top side. I don't know yet where we want to have that, so we'll figure that out in just a moment. We're going to need this new screw as opposed to the old one, which is short. We need this longer one to get down in there. So we're going to go ahead and get this lined up, and this bottom piece, and go ahead and get it tightened down there. So I'm going to line it up kind of square with the back of the bike. You don't want to tighten it down too much because we are going to have to fine-tune our wheel down there, because our wheel is all wonky junk now, right? And so when we put the handlebars on, the wheel's going to be crooked, the handlebars will be straight, so we're going to have to monkey with this a little bit. Ooh, that's a tight fit. So let's see what's being so tight. So this one right here. So the front brakes are going to give us some trouble to be able to lift the handlebars up enough to get it on here. So unfortunately that is hydraulic line and we can't easily disconnect it. If it had been one of the electrical connections like right here, we could just unscrew it and give ourselves a little more slack to get this up. But it's the brake line that's going to give us trouble because it's pretty tight. Give ourselves as much slack as we can. Get this on there. So right down here we can take this line off of that little holder. It just snaps in there, so we're going to do that to try to give ourselves some maximum room here. Is that enough? We are almost there. See what that looks like? Almost there. So we've got a nice bend in this line right here, where it goes this way and then down. I think we can get it. Help this go on. And let's also loosen this up some more. Give ourselves plenty of room. Okay, that's not good. That is not healthy at all. So we're going to take this out, loosen up that, and we will worry about getting this back on momentarily. That's what we should have done, so we didn't run the risk of damaging that brake line, because we don't want to pull it too tight and have it leak. but it's pretty strong, so I think we're good. Okay, so with this setup, the bolt is a little short. It's not wanting to grab when I spin it. So we are going to have to make sure the handlebar goes down a little bit further. So to do that, we're going to have to remove one of these little rings right here. So the handlebar sits a little lower. Because we do have, inside here there is a lip where it didn't go down all the way. So we're going to have to take this back off. Alright, so we're going to remove just that small ring right there, the one on top, the smallest one, and I think we'll be fine. Getting this back down. And that brings it almost to the top. Well, I'll tell you what, before we tighten everything down this time, we will try this screw. Make sure it's going to get in there. Yeah, I can get in there now, and I can grab the star nut. So that's a star nut down there at the bottom. I learned all about star nuts recently because I broke the Mojo Bison, trying to tighten this very thing up, and I pulled that star nut loose. It pulled it completely out of the tube. So I had to buy a new star nut and a special little tool to reinstall it. Let's hope we don't do the same here. So yeah, that's looking good. So now I'm going to go ahead and straighten up. All I'm straightening up now is the handlebar with a new extension piece, just so this crack line right here, everything lines up nice and looks good, because I'm going to be, staring at it riding down the road. So with that, now we'll tighten this up pretty good. So here's the tricky part. The tricky part is getting your steering wheel or your handlebars lined up again with your front tire. So with your foot, hold the tire. Okay, so those are a little too tight. Loosen those back up. There we go. Now trying to get that tire lined up. Trying to get the handlebars lined up. And I'm trying to line it up with the tire, not with the fender, because if you're looking at the fender's actually crooked right now because I just kind of whacked it. So these are tight, those shouldn't move. Now we're going to tighten this down. Tighten that down pretty good. Okay, the only way to know for sure is to take it for a quick spin. So if you're going down the road straight, if your handlebars are going to be crooked or not, or if they're straight. But visually right now they look like they're probably okay. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay guys, I think we've got our handlebars and everything lined back up the way it should be, and so there you go. We have our handlebar extension added, and I'll tell you, let me show you what that looks like from the side. So that's what it looks like from the side now. They've raised those handlebars up quite a bit, and it just makes a much more comfortable ride. And when you spend this kind of money for an e-bike, it's meant to be ridden, right? And you want to get out and enjoy it. It's meant for long range, and you just can't do that if the bike is uncomfortable for you. And everybody's body is a little bit different. Everybody has a different comfort style and a different position. So that's what I did for mine, and I like it. So one thing I don't think I covered in the review video, and I'll mention it here real quick, I don't care for. This screen sits almost flat because of course you've got the handlebar stem is right here, and so it doesn't allow you to tilt the screen any further. And when we're in sunny Florida like we are, I get a lot of glare from the sun coming straight down on this thing, and I really wished I could tilt it like a regular like most other bikes, where you could tilt it quite a bit to keep the sun glare down and it's not shining in your face. So I may have to do some additional modification. I'm thinking about getting one of those bar extenders, maybe across here, and then move this up to the top, just to get it away from here so that I can tilt it better. So that's something I'm looking at doing next. But hey, that's going to be it for here. The only thing I got to do is I got to wrap. Let's do this real quick. I got to snap the hydraulic line back into its little holder here. And it just snaps in there. Make sure it's pulled tight so nothing's rubbing on the tire. And then the last thing I got to do is take this and rewrap the wires up here. Now that's a little bit of a problem because this wire is pulled pretty tight now, so I can't exactly wrap it too well. But I'll monkey with that and we'll figure something out. But we'll get it looking good. But that's going to be it for this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, if this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I will have a link for this adapter right here, this extension. That'll be down below. And until the next video, ride safe.